The mystery of what happens after we die has puzzled humanity for centuries. It's a question that bridges the realms of science, philosophy, and spirituality. While many religious and spiritual beliefs offer various interpretations of life after death, science approaches this enigma from a different angle, one grounded in empirical evidence and testable hypotheses. So what does science say about life after death? Before diving into modern scientific viewpoints, it's essential to understand historical perspectives on life after death. Ancient civilizations had their myths and beliefs about the afterlife. For instance, the Egyptians believed in an eternal life where the soul would journey to the afterlife after passing various tests. Similarly, Greek mythology spoke of Hades, the underworld where souls would reside. Religious views also provide a rich tapestry of interpretations. Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism all have their doctrines about what happens to the soul after death, ranging from heaven and hell to reincarnation and nirvana. Science views death as the cessation of biological functions that sustain a living organism. But when it comes to consciousness and the possibility of an afterlife, things get more complex. Let's delve into some key scientific concepts and research areas. One of the most intriguing phenomena related to life after death is the near-death experience, NDE. NDEs are reported by individuals who have come close to death or were clinically dead and then revived. Common features of NDEs include a sense of peace, seeing a bright light, and out-of-body experiences. Scientists have proposed several explanations for NDEs. Some suggest they are the result of brain activity under extreme stress, while others believe they could be hallucinations induced by a lack of oxygen. Despite extensive research, the exact cause of NDEs remains elusive, leaving room for continued debate and study. Out-of-body experiences, OBEs, are another phenomenon often associated with near-death situations. During an OBE, individuals feel as if they are floating outside their bodies, observing themselves from an external perspective. OBEs have been studied in both clinical and laboratory settings. Some researchers attribute OBEs to neurological factors, such as disruptions in the brain's temporoparietal junction, which is involved in spatial awareness and self-perception. While OBEs can be induced in controlled environments, their occurrence in near-death situations adds another layer of complexity to the discussion of life after death. The concept of reincarnation, or the rebirth of the soul in a new body, is a central tenet in many religious traditions. Scientific investigations into reincarnation often focus on cases where individuals, usually children, claim to have memories of past lives. Notable cases have been documented by researchers, such as Dr. Ian Stevenson, who compiled evidence suggesting that some individuals may possess memories or knowledge that could not be easily explained by current life experiences. While these cases are compelling, they remain controversial and are often met with skepticism within the scientific community. Quantum physics has introduced some intriguing theories related to consciousness and the possibility of an afterlife. Some physicists, like Dr. Stuart Hameroff and Sir Roger Penrose, have proposed that consciousness could be a quantum phenomenon. Their OR, orchestrated objective reduction, theory suggests that consciousness arises from quantum processes within the brain's microtubules. While this theory is still highly speculative and debated among scientists, it opens up fascinating possibilities for understanding consciousness beyond the physical brain. However, empirical evidence supporting the theory is still lacking, and it remains one of many hypotheses in the realm of quantum consciousness. Neuroscience has made significant strides in understanding brain activity and its relation to consciousness. Studies on brain function at the time of death have shown that certain brain activities, such as gamma waves, can persist for a short period after clinical death. These findings raise questions about the experience of consciousness during the dying process. Research into brain injuries and disorders has also provided insights into how different brain regions contribute to our sense of self and awareness. While neuroscience has not yet provided definitive answers about life after death, it continues to unravel the complexities of the conscious mind. Parapsychology is a field that studies paranormal and unexplained phenomena, including telepathy, precognition, and psychokinesis, in addition to NDEs and OBEs. While mainstream science often views parapsychology with skepticism, there have been numerous studies and experiments aimed at understanding these phenomena. Critics argue that parapsychological research lacks rigorous scientific methodology and repeatability. Despite this, some researchers believe that exploring these anomalous phenomena could lead to a deeper understanding of consciousness and its potential survival after death. Philosophical debates about life after death often revolve around dualism and materialism. Dualism posits that the mind and body are separate entities, with the mind potentially surviving after the body's death. In contrast, materialism argues that consciousness is entirely a product of physical processes within the brain. The mind-body problem remains a central issue in philosophy, with implications for understanding life after death. While materialist views dominate the scientific community, dualist perspectives continue to influence discussions on the nature of consciousness and its possible persistence beyond death. The question of life after death also raises ethical and moral considerations. If consciousness survives death, what implications does this have for how we live our lives? Concepts of karma, judgment, and an afterlife can influence moral and ethical behavior, shaping societal norms and personal decisions. Ethical debates also arise in medical contexts, such as end-of-life care and decisions about life support. Understanding the potential for consciousness beyond death could impact how we approach these sensitive issues. Documented cases of NDEs, OBEs, and reincarnation provide a wealth of anecdotal evidence that continues to captivate both researchers and the general public. Personal testimonies, such as those shared in books and documentaries, offer compelling narratives that challenge our understanding of life and death. These stories, while not scientifically conclusive, contribute to the broader discussion and keep the quest for answers alive. They remind us that the human experience of death is deeply personal and varies widely. Advances in medical technology have improved our ability to study death and the dying process. Techniques such as brain imaging, resuscitation methods, and neuromonitoring have provided valuable data on what happens in the brain during and after death. Future possibilities include more sophisticated brain-computer interfaces and AI-driven analyses of brain activity. These technologies could offer new insights into the nature of consciousness and its potential survival beyond death. Skepticism is a vital part of scientific inquiry, and the study of life after death is no exception. Many scientists argue that current evidence for life after death is anecdotal and lacks empirical support. They emphasize the need for rigorous, repeatable studies to validate any claims. Common critiques include the possibility of cognitive biases, cultural influences, and the placebo effect in reported experiences. Despite these challenges, the pursuit of understanding life after death continues to inspire both scientific and philosophical exploration.